These poignant images of Honduran police and rescuers carrying victims from a small plane crash on Monday night brought heartbreaking news to the Garifuna communities in both Honduras and Belize. Among the deceased was Aurelio Martinez, a cultural icon who had long called Belize his second home. He had been in Roatan promoting an upcoming fiesta and had just posted a promotional video on Facebook before the tragic accident. The devastating news hit hard. Nuani Martinez, who was on the basketball court at the time, recounted the moment he received the call from the U.S. Embassy. Both he and Aurelio are U.S. citizens, and the loss was deeply felt.
Then I received a call from the embassy, and the US embassy exactly. And they told me, your father has passed. Sorry to bring the news and some things of that nature. But I was first to hear the confirmation from the US embassy. And this was at the basketball court at the time.
Aurelio's manager and girlfriend, Arlette Gomez, struggled to keep her composure as she talked about the exciting project they had planned, a video recording with Tanya Stevens in Belize.
He was coming in May to shoot a video with Tanya Stevens. That was in the pipeline for him and Tanya to shoot a video in Plance. That's what we were working on. It's a song written by both Aurelio and Tanya. And that would have been filmed in May.
With Aurelio's passing still so recent and everything in the early stages, Gomez and Stevens are uncertain about whether they will move forward with the project.
I spoke with Tanya this morning, and yes, she says the same thing that you said. It's preliminary. We're all still trying to process, this loss, and but we're not closing any doors. This was a really, really big project that Aurelio was holding very dear to him. It was all about cultural inclusion and cultural fusion. And so I am sure that if we can, we are going to see it through.
Yasser Musa was right there in the early days when Aurelio was deepening his musical connection to Belizean roots. Together with the late Andy Palacio and Paul Nabor, they breathed new life into the fading paranda rhythm. Aurelio's passing really hit home, highlighting a painful reality for losing someone so close.
When I first started to think about his children, I first started to think about his mom and dad. I know his dad is a parandero himself. His mom is a great singer, a Garifuna singer. So I started to think about his family, his immediate family. Because, when you hear someone pass so suddenly like that, you think of your own self and your own family, your own mortality, and what would happen if someone like that passes in your family.
Condolences flooded Facebook from everyone who knew and loved Aurelio. His manager shared that his magnetic personality even influenced her grandchild's musical journey.
One that stands out is my little granddaughter, Aria. Aurelio gave her her first guitar when she was 5 years old. I remember telling him, "You're wasting money buying this guitar for this baby," and he was like, "No." She asked me. She could barely say guitar. And she's asking me for this guitar. We're gonna take this guitar for her. And we came home, and he gave her the guitar, and she was the happiest little girl on the face of the earth because her abuelo gave her what she wanted,
She called him abuelo?
Yes, she called him abuelo, and she now plays the guitar. She's taking guitar lessons, and my daughter said that every strum of that guitar will have a whole new meaning for her now.
For Gomez and her family, Aurelio was also the life of the gatherings.
We were laughing this morning, my sister in Florida, because we were visiting her, and we have some pictures and videos of him in her mango tree, picking mango. That was just Aurelio and who he was. He was able to fit in any situation because of his personality and that jovial personality that he had.
Just like Gomez's granddaughter who picked up the guitar thanks to Aurelio, Nuani, his son, says his dad's music will always be a part of him. Even as he embarks on his career with the U.S. Coast Guard later this year, that musical legacy will live on.
I want to do Coast Guard So I'm going to go to the US very soon. Actually, I was planning to go. I was planning to go in July to go and start to get my career started over there. So that was already in planning, and me and my dad were planning to discuss that because we just talked the other day about me going to Honduras to spend my birthday with him, and I will keep his music, his legacy alive. So it is something that I will venture into and to broaden out, and you know, not only be just music, but outside of music, everything having to do with culture, having to do with the people, things like that. That's what I want to do, and I always make sure that my dad's name is always present and he's always known.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.